Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Summer. So today I'm going to be filming a video about my experience at Arizona State University online. And if I get enough questions from this video, if you guys are curious after I've said everything, then maybe I'll do a follow-up video. So let's just get right into it. So let me give you guys a little bit of information about me, just so if it's helpful, you guys have it. So I'm 22 years old. I'm from California. I do work full-time and I was a transfer student. So let me go kind of into the enrollment process and I'll talk a little bit about that. Okay, so if you guys see me looking down at all, it's because I'm looking at my little note cards. So a couple things I wanted to say about the enrollment process is that it was relatively pretty easy. They have like a counselor and resources available to help you sign up. So someone that you can call and check in with, that you can go to if you have any problems when you're signing up, which I thought was really helpful. So I did transfer in, so I went to community college first and I got my credits done there. So that way it did save me a considerable amount of money. So the max that you can transfer in with is 64 credits or credit hours. They call them hours. And I am currently a full-time student there. So one of the first things I did when I was looking to see if this was a good fit for me is I wanted to find out if it was accredited or not. I am in the psychology program. I know that program is accredited and I'm pretty sure the whole school is accredited. So that was really important for me to check. I also wanted to mention that I've been there for about 2 semesters now, so I have a decent understanding of the school and the layout as so far. So my major is psychology, is the College of Interdisciplinary Arts and Studies. So that's my major. They offer a lot of majors. I'll leave the page link down below for all the majors that they offer. They also offer minors and certificates that you can get online as well. And you can also do some master's programs online. So another thing I wanted to talk about was schooling. So for a lot of it, you use Canvas, which is sort of like a platform. So it has like a calendar where you can plan. It's where your class is uploaded, and basically they upload the syllabus, all the assignments on there. Sometimes they do use another platform, but everything kind of comes back to Canvas. So I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with it. It's sort of similar to Blackboard, but it's really, really easy to use, and most of the teachers offer like a tutorial if you need help using it. So it's pretty similar to any other class system when you do online school. You just have to develop a good system with a planner. So what I like to do is I like to go through the syllabus at the beginning of the semester, kind of look at what is expected of me, and then I like to go through and write down all my assignments in my calendar, and I can kind of go over that with you guys in a future video if you want to see how I prepare for online classes and how I kind of get myself together so that way I can study and stay organized, because I would say that is a big con of online school. Another thing I wanted to mention is that so far I've been able to get my classes with no problems, which I'm not sure if that is the case for other majors, but I haven't had any issues yet. And then I also am able to email my department, so I can email the psychology department and they give me what classes I need, and I can check the classes that I have enrolled for. And this has been the biggest help by far. When I went to community school, community college, it was kind of like no one really cared about you, which I would say it made it really hard when you were trying to enroll in classes and you were trying to figure it out. I can definitely say I took a couple unnecessary classes, which is my money that I spent, which I don't really enjoy that I had to take unnecessary classes. But I like that you can email them and they'll double check the classes that you've picked, or they'll give recommendations and you can kind of go back and forth and ask them any questions. I also recently had an issue where one of my transferred classes wasn't showing up, and I just emailed them and then they fixed it, and then I was able to register for classes, or they're able to waive certain things. So I really liked that communication aspect of it. Another thing I wanted to talk about was finances. As you guys know, I do like a lot of budgeting and cash envelopes. Now that I started on this channel, you guys can check that out. I do cash envelope stuffings every 2 to 3 times a month. I'm gonna start doing like college grocery hauls and like affordable things coming soon. So finances is something I really wanted to talk about. So I was able to get financial aid. So financial aid covers a good chunk of my classes, and the rest is loans, and I pay for it out of pocket. So another thing I wanted to mention, if you are interested in this specific school, is that Starbucks has a program through Arizona State University Online, and I believe it covers around like 42% of your tuition. I think you have to do around like 20 to 25 hours a week there, and it's only for a bachelor's, I believe. So if you are in high school or you're looking at different colleges to transfer to, that is a really good offer. So definitely something to consider. That can save you so much money. And it's also something that I'm thinking about signing up for in the future, just so maybe I can knock off some money that I'm paying for. So I just wanted to mention that the tuition for 2 classes was $3,180. So I paid double this, but then financial aid went through and loans went through. So then I usually pay $1,000 out of pocket or extra, depending on how much I have around that time, what I can pay. So then just for one class, I worked it out, and it was about $1,590. So, and that is for 3 units. So for 3 units, it's $1,590. Another thing I wanted to mention was that there are class fees for certain classes and course fees as well, or like online class fees, which I thought was kind of weird, like why have those extra fees? But I mean, anywhere you go, they're always gonna try to find a way to give you extra fees. So that's just something to keep in mind, that maybe added like a couple extra $100 onto my tuition bill, which kind of sucks, but that's just how it is. If you guys are interested, I can also do a video on how I pay for certain parts of school, or I can go more into depth on the finance aspect of this school, or just in going to school in general. I can talk a little bit more about that and what I've learned. So please let me know. You guys can subscribe if you want to see future videos. So I also wanted to talk about the pros and the cons of online school. So the biggest pro for me is having a flexible schedule. So I work full-time, 7 days a week, and I go to work about 9 to 6, 9 to 5:30, 10 to 6, like around that area. So like a typical like 9 to 5. And I am really only able to study before I go to work. So I'll go to like the Starbucks right across from my work and I'll study, and then I'm able to study after work. So I study when I get home, and that's when I get a lot of my homework done. I read whenever I can on my breaks, and I also study on the weekends when I'm doing my other things. So that's just something to keep in mind. Another thing to keep in mind is that it is kind of a more affordable option when compared to other schools. So like if you went private, this is definitely more affordable. And so it's definitely, I think, more affordable than private schools, which is something to keep in mind. And through that Starbucks program, it's able to help a lot of people, and you're able to pay for it. One of the biggest things that I was looking for when I signed up for online school is that it was flexible. So I've definitely found that in this, and it's been great. So I also wanted to discuss the cons. I personally don't find a lot of cons in this school yet, and in online school in general, but I just wanted to go over the cons, that way they're out there. So this could be difficult for people who like to socialize. Personally, I just wanted to get my degree done, and I wanted to go to school, and I'm really just about school. I'm very introverted, so it's not for socializing really. And that can also kind of bite you in the butt because you also don't get networking done. So that's something to consider. Networking, you're gonna have to make sure that you do, and you take advantage of the resources that are offered to you. I think they offer some resources on there, but you're definitely gonna have to network a little bit differently in terms of your career. So another con I wanted to mention is this can be difficult if you are already bad at time management and you struggle with that and planning. So if you're already having a difficult time and you've not sure if this is for you, one thing I would recommend doing is maybe taking just one online course and seeing how you do. If you're at any college, just seeing if you even like online school, if that's for you, because if you don't like online school and you're not a fan of the learning process, that is something to consider. One more thing I wanted to talk about was when I went into school, I took a math placement exam, and that is something that you really want to prepare for when you're going into this school. They have a really helpful resource. I think it's called ALEKS, Alex, and it was really helpful. I had to take it a lot of times because if you qualify for the lowest one, that's how much was the class? $1,500 for an extra class when you don't really need it. So that is something to consider. So that's it for the video, guys. If you have any more questions, please leave them down below. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm probably gonna do a follow-up video on this if I get enough questions, and I might do a video as well on planning for online school or the finances regarding online school. So if you're really interested in that, please subscribe. Don't forget to like the video for that YouTube algorithm, as Graham Stephan says. And I also have some other videos on budgeting and finance and being in college. So if you guys are interested in that, please check them out. So have a good one, you guys, and don't forget to leave your comments down below. Thanks. Bye.